welcome to the news. My name is Shalama Lawson. Marcia's dream of playing international chess may soon be shattered if the Registrar General's office does not urgently grant her a passport. Our reporter, Crispin Tabura, gives us the report.
14-year-old Marcia Zimba, Zimbabwe's top primary school's chess player, is struggling to secure a travel document to represent the country in chess games abroad because her parents are late. Zimba, who was set to represent Zimbabwe in Belgium, Germany, and Russia next month in the International Primary Schools Chess Championship, is being looked after by her 21-year-old aunt, who is the only surviving guardian. In an interview with ATV, Lynn Kunaka narrated her predicament.
Chiringonesa ndicho cheguidanship form mari yekutoresa passport iri pangapi saka ndo zviri kungotinetsawo pamwe dai mai vake varipo vaikwanisa kunomusainira isusu vari kuti hatikwanisi kusaina vari kutoda magrandparents ake ndo vega vanokwanisa kumusainira.
Kunaka approached the Registrar General's office to help her niece secure a passport, but all her efforts were in vain. She was asked to first apply to the courts for guardianship.
Saka takaenda kumapassport offices pekutanga pavaifanira kuenda kuZambia tikanonzi hana guardianship form vavazoti tiende kucivil court. Saka kutora kwachona kweguardianship form ndokuri kunetsa officially ane magames ari kufanira kutamba akawanda this year vane international games akawanda vane yekuromania neyekugreece nebotswana.
Marcia, who was carrying a chess kit during the interview with ATV, appealed for help from the relevant authorities to fulfill her dream.
Nditamba chess. Ndifuna ndo Zambia nekubotswana last year. Nditamba chess 2009. Ndifuna ndo Zambia last year. Ndikakita andinakuzoenda. Ndikuda kwekutoidwa guardianship and guardianship form and a passport.
Efforts to get comment from the Registrar General's office were fruitless. Thousands of orphans in Zimbabwe often experience problems when it comes to getting IDs and travel documents from the Registrar General's office. Marcia's dream to represent Zimbabwe in chess games has been shattered. Who knows, had she been assisted, she could have hoisted the country's flag high. But for now, it's another missed opportunity for Zimbabwe. Reporting for ATV, I am Crispin Tabura in Chitungwiza, Zimbabwe.
Stuck with huge stocks of rhino horns, southern African countries that are members of the Kavango-Zambezi Transfrontier Conservation Area are seeking permission from CITES to dispose of the horns. Sifelani Tiko gives us the story.
5 Kavango-Zambezi Transfrontier Conservation Area member states, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Zambia, Namibia and Angola, are mulling proposals to seek permission from the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species to sell rhino horn powder. However, Zimbabwe's Minister of Environment and Tourism, Francis Nema, says no decision has been made as yet by the partners.
Is it viable for us just to keep it? What should we do? And that debate is still going on. And CASA has not taken a position on what should happen. There have been suggestions from one country to the other. Zimbabwe has put a proposal. Namibia has its own ideas. Botswana might have their own ideas. South Africa will be involved because really it's not a CASA issue. It's become a SADC issue and also become an African position that we must take to CITES. So yes, a lot have been said about the powder, a lot have been said about the horn, but I think what you must know is that until a decision is taken by SADC, by Africa, and taken to CITES, all these are opinions, suggestions, and solutions that are being preferred by various countries and various experts in the field. So no decision yet has been taken, and so we will have to wait until a decision is taken.
Zimbabwe has a stockpile of 11 tons of rhino horns. The sale of rhino horn products was banned internationally by the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species in 1976. Poachers are now using sophisticated methods to hunt and kill rhinos. In 2010, a total of 22 rhinos were poached in Zimbabwe, compared to South Africa, which lost 333 in the same period.
We did try dehorning at some point, and because the poacher was now frustrated, there was no one used to shoot the rhino anyway. So we need money to protect them and to keep them protected until such a time when people understand that we must keep the rhino.
Zimbabwe has 708 surviving black and white rhinos. Parks and Wildlife Management Authority has dispatched extra rangers and soldiers to protect rhinos in their habitats. Rhino horn is prized in Asia for its medicinal purposes and for sexual enhancement, while in the oil-rich Middle East it is used to fashion ceremonial ornaments. In Zimbabwe, the black rhino population has fallen from 2,000 in the 1990s to about 508 black rhinos and 200 white rhinos today. More efforts and political will is needed to save the rhino population.
If you look at the geography of most of these conservancies, you will find out that they are located normally in areas which affect 2 or 3 countries. Like for instance, if you look at the Gonarejo National Park, it's an area that covers Zimbabwe, that covers Mozambique, that also covers South Africa. So if you look at the idea of trans-frontier parks, I think we need to scale up efforts, because what will happen is that if we scale up those efforts, we can be able to bring together resources and complement efforts. Imagine if somebody is coming from, say, a faraway area to come and poach elephants or rhinos. Normally they don't know where those animals are located. But if you look at the locals, they know, and they provide such information. So it means if we involve them in the conservation activities, the communities will actually be able to be proud of their resources, since they know they are deriving livelihood from those resources. So I think the idea, involve those communities, make them realize a livelihood from those activities, and then they will value and also even provide protection for those areas.
Unless more campaigns are conducted to raise awareness and funds for wildlife conservation, the animals will become virtually extinct. I am Svelan Tsiko for ATV.
Hezekiah Moyo, a gifted painter, is attracting the attention of people passing through the Africa Unity Square Park. Our reporter, Robert Tafumane, speaks to the artist.
While many people use the Africa Unity Square Park in Harare as a place to relax, Hezekiah Moyo has turned it into a studio for his visual arts creations. On a daily basis, people walking through the park inevitably become his customers who pay to have their portraits painted. ATV recently paid the 23-year-old artist a visit in the park.
Just the environment, just like everything that is something to do with art has inspired me. Some of my they're just some friends that I've just came across, then they've just inspired me. If I see something about art, it just inspires me. I don't have to study it. As long as I see it, I go home and then I start doing that thing, and then I'll be perfecting myself that way.
Hezekiah, who started drawing when he was 8, says he has never been to a school of art, yet he strokes the brush with the finesse of an accomplished painter. Due to financial constraints, Hezekiah has not been able to fulfill his dream of studying art.
Yeah, I've gone there to get some advice, but I've never. I attempted to go. I wanted to go for a school of art, but I didn't have the resources, and I didn't have the money. I couldn't afford to go.
Hezekiah talked about the type of tools he uses when painting.
Color, I use oil solubles. These are pencil colors, which are specially designed for art. That's what I use. Black and white, I use B pencils and H pencils.
The artist also talks about the challenges he faces in his work.
Usually I don't have enough equipment, especially the colors. There are certain special colors that I use. Like, for example, I told you I'm using pencil colors and B pencils, but I need also pastels, paintings, and also the texture, the texture of the quality of the paper that I'm using. It's not the actual. Like, many times I'm not affording to buy the canvas paper, which is actually designed for art.
Some passerbys are often mesmerized by his work, while others just look and walk away.
You can see here, it's nice, eh? It's nice, and it's direct. I can see it's very direct. From the picture to there. Yeah, very perfect.
Hezekiah said he can draw all kinds of images and pictures, and he declares that the sky is the limit for him. He says he will continue to draw and hope that one day he will have an exhibition of his work. Robert Afmane reporting for ATV in Harare, Zimbabwe.
Thank you for joining us. Good evening.